I was just thinking about you.
Get a take on the world from the founder's point of view.
So far ahead, 'cause I've been thinking about forever.
You're listening to Randall's Thoughts.
You just run across my mind
On HBCU Pulse Radio.
Yes, so on today's Randall's Thoughts, I want to do something a little bit different on today. I want to talk about two things: the music industry and morals. So a few weeks ago, I saw this tweet that was coming down my timeline by this Twitter user, Zane Janice. And it said, if you friendly with people that you know wronged or snaked me, I feel like that's you subliminally saying F me to my face. And when I tell you that tweet made me freeze, I froze in place for a second. And I was like, bro, this is so real. And it made me start to think of the folks that I know that kick it with people that have wronged me, that have done me dirty. So I felt this tweet on a visceral level in my soul, you know? So I'm telling you, this tweet has been on my mind for weeks. But this tweet once again came up in my mind when I saw this story of Megan and DaBaby having a Twitter back and forth. So first and foremost, we all know the root of this issue is around Tory Lanez. So last summer, and yes, it's been a summer, Tory and Megan had their altercation. Megan spoke on it, Tory has spoken on it, and, we're moving forward, right? And, things, are up to be determined by the courts. So DaBaby has done multiple collaborations with Megan. So all of a sudden, it pops out the woodwork that DaBaby is on this single by Tory called Scat. So Megan clearly feels away because she unfollowed DaBaby on social media. So this weekend, DaBaby's Twitter page retweeted this tweet. I guess DaBaby and Tory Lanez cool now because they shot somebody and don't have to do no jail time. Then right after that, DaBaby was like, listen, I did not retweet this. I'm being hacked. And I'm like, DaBaby, I don't think if someone had your password, had access to your account, I doubt that they would just like, let me retweet this to make DaBaby look real bad. I think you did it yourself, or maybe you did it by mistake. And it's like, oh, I did that. He tried to save face. But Megan saw it. And Megan said, support me in private and publicly do something different. These industry men are very strange. This situation ain't no beef. And I really wish people would stop downplaying it like it's some internet as for likes and retweets. Now, I'm not going to read verbatim what DaBaby said. But he basically said that Megan is letting folks gas up her head. He's forward. They have no smoke. And just stay focused. Like, I'm not against you at all. So Megan's final response was, my stance hasn't changed at all. Yours has. We already spoke about this in private, and you specifically said that ain't even no good business move. Why would I promote that S? But now this ain't your beef? That ain't real. But you still in your business, my G. And I'm telling you, I felt every aspect of what Megan was saying. And I think the core issue that we have to remember as we look at this is it goes right back to the tweet by Zane Janice about you're kicking it, and in this case, working with someone that allegedly shot me, and we've worked together. We're clearly cool, clearly some way fond of each other, and this is what you're gonna do. And then especially this situation, why would that tweet even be anywhere near you? And why wouldn't you profusely apologize off rip instead of trying to be egotistical, be like, hey, listen, I ain't no industry guy. Like, just apologize, man, Megan, listen, I got hacked, man. Ain't no beef with you. I think that the fact that DaBaby's working with Tory at this point, when we're still trying to sort out in the courts what's going to happen, what the consequences going to be, and what's going down, I think is 100% wrong. Especially the fact that they're frequent collaborators. They've had frequent hit singles. I think this is more so about morals and character. Like I said, back to the tweet by Zane Janice. If Baby said one thing in private and he's moving this way in public, and then let's not even talk about the things he was saying after that tweet from Megan, calling Megan a B, and I don't argue with my Bs. And it's like, so someone you were working with, a frequent collaborator, that is how you're treating her, and then now you're getting into back and forths with her boyfriend who's supposed to defend her. Shout out to Partisan Fonte for doing what a boyfriend supposed to do. I just feel as if this is not a good move for DaBaby. It's not a good PR move. It's not a good morality move. I don't see DaBaby winning from this. Like, why did he do this? Why did he do the song with Tory, number one? And why is he treating Megan like this when they've worked together, they do business together? This is muddying up the business. And the folks defending DaBaby, they have this smoke for Megan. They're saying, well, Megan did an interview with WGCI. Shout out to Kendra G. You love Kendra G. I'm a big fan of hers. And Kendra G asked her about the situation where she said about Cardi and Nicki.
If you know anything about Megan Stallion, I know you love Nicki Minaj too. Did you feel like you had to like kind of call Nicki first? Like, I don't want you to hear about it, but I'm working with Cardi, or that is like all over?
I didn't feel like I had to call her first. I mean, because at the end of the day, I'm still an artist and I should be free to work with whoever I want to work with. My personal relationship with anybody doesn't affect like what I choose to do as an artist.
Because that's a different situation. Yeah, Nicki and Cardi had issues, but they didn't really have smoke. They had their altercation. A shoe was thrown. It didn't connect with anybody. The security handled that for what was reported. And they've not even really spoken about it to each other, from what I understand, ever since it happened. They moved on with their lives, with their families, with their careers. This happened last summer, and it's still being discussed. It's still an open case. Why is DaBaby hopping in this? And then on top of that, Nicki and Cardi don't be hopping on songs with each other like that. DaBaby and Megan be doing music together. They have Crybaby that you hop in the car right now. You turn on iHeartRadio right now, you're going to hear Crybaby on your local hip-hop station or any hip-hop station in America. I just think that we can't just play both sides on this issue when clearly we have to say that DaBaby was wrong. If DaBaby is acting one way behind the scenes, but in public, oh, I'm this way. I feel like we have to understand the actions and inactions of people affect other people. And I think this quote by my favorite author, Robert Greene, really paints this picture very well. Everyone in the world is governed by self-interest. People naturally think first of themselves and their agendas. An occasional affectionate or helpful gesture from people you know tends to cloud this reality and make you expect more of this support until you're disappointed. And I think this is the perfect sum up of what this issue is at the core. The whole situation to me, it boils down to character, and you have to move different. So I think that it's safe to say that Megan and DaBaby, unless they piece it up behind the scenes again, are probably not gonna be dropping any more music together. But also I think that DaBaby is in another scandal, another public situation. Like, why can't DaBaby just pop off for the music and not for the drama? That's all I'm saying, number one. But also you're losing someone that is hot out here, that's been surging, has a fan base of folks that want to hear both of y'all. And also Megan gets on the air and her songs be playing, your songs be playing while you alienating another artist that's popping out here. I don't get it. But listen, that's on them. That's on DaBaby. But all I'm saying is that in general, for people that are listening, that are going to hear me out, listen, the actions and inactions of people affect other people. Don't let your personal agenda, your way that you view things, don't let that cloud your judgment in situations. And I just think that in a situation like that, if I'm working or if I'm about to work with somebody that clearly another one of my people that I worked with have beef with, and I know that I'm close to that person, I've done multiple projects with them, I'm probably gonna have that conversation just out of respect for them. And I hope that within that level of respect, they understand, listen, it is not personal, it's just business, but I wanna make sure that we're good. At the very least, whatever happens from that conversation, it happens. But you have to have that conversation. And that's why I think DaBaby was 100% wrong if this is what's occurring. But to me, it looks like that's what's occurring. And I just don't like how he regarded Megan after that, especially the fact that you've done multiple songs with her and you calling her a B word. I don't argue with my B's. I don't like that by DaBaby, and I think he's in his ego. But that's just my thought on it. I hope all parties do well. I have no smoke or no beef with anybody, but I'm going to speak my mind. And that's just my thoughts on today.
Tap, tap, tap in.
You're listening to Post Radio with Randall and Shelby, the heart of the culture.